Hello? Yeah, there we go. I think we can hear me now. Hey, okay. Alright, starting over. I have yet to lose my self-respect, so therefore I have returned. And I'm going to be creating something simple today because the other day when I was learning THREE.js, I thought, what kind of game can I make? Can I make a first-person shooter? Can I make a fantasy game? Can I make something that bends your mind? And then I thought, you know, I'm actually kind of a noob at this. Maybe something simple would be good. And I thought, what's something simple that's fun? And then I kind of arrived at Lite-Brite, which is simple and fun. So Lite-Brite it is. And if you don't know, Lite-Brite is this game. It's by Hemmicker Schlemmer. It's not a game, but it's just a fun little art thing that you can play. I think they're still out there, but you can connect your little iridescent pegs into the light source in the back, and the light will shine through. I think there's some kind of membrane or light barrier that prevents it, except for those pegs, and it creates this cool thing, this cool image, which is, you know, it's fun. And what I want to do is I want to make this first, and then maybe make it to where you can make it bigger, and yeah, I think there's a lot that you can do with the Lite-Brite game. Probably calling it something else because of copyright issues. This is a big company, Hemmicker Schlemmer. You've probably heard of them. And so yeah, let's see what we got so far. I think nothing. But that's a good place to start. Nothing is a good place to start. I did a little bit of experiments, but this is Dark Hallway. We'll come back to Dark Hallway. Plan on coming back to Dark Hallway. Possibly in a different engine. More on that later. Right now, what I want to do is I want to make a new repository. And this one, because of aforementioned copyright issues, we will call it Bright Light. Adhering to convention, bright light as such, so that we're not ripping off Hemmicker Schlemmer. God, that's loud. Alright. What up, Twitch? Let me pull in the Twitch chat. And the YouTube chat. Slacking on the chat. There we go. Let's keep that shit pinned. Get myself nice and balanced here. Fair, organized, balanced. All that good shit. Alright, back into the GitHub world where we're creating this repository. Simulation. Oops. Hell. It's hard standing up, pressing a bunch of keys you don't need to press. Move this out of the damn way. Alright, there we go. So we will do a new repository. And again, bright light. A simulation for semi-transparent pegs that emit light. Plug semi-transparent pegs that emit light into a board. That's fine enough for me. I know that's not the best way of describing it, but I think people know what freaking Lite-Brite is. And if they don't, just Google it. Even if you Google bright light, you should be able to get Lite-Brite. I hope Google is sophisticated enough to be able to do that for you. Okay, here we go. We got the new repository, which I will publish. No organization. It's just me. Okay. Alright, now I should probably bring in some code. So, let's open this in the Visual Studio Code. Somewhere in front of me, I guess. Yeah. Let's create an index HTML. Index.html. Okay. I have some code that I have emailed myself earlier. It's right here. Copy it in. Just, to get started. I quickly go over it so that we can understand what it does together. Okay, bright light. This brings in THREE.js, creates some divs for some info that it displays during the running of the script, and it calls the web GPU renderer if it is available, which is the more advanced renderer that handles light nicely. It's the one that we really want to use. That's the one that if you can get away with using, use it. Okay, perspective camera, that's just so that we can see things. Fog, a little bit of fog so that we can see the light better. Might play with increasing the fog, making the fog more prominent, whatever. Flat rectangle geometry, that's for later. We have some rectangles at play. And then this black mesh PNG, something I created in Photoshop for the front of the thing. And I don't have it open right now, but we'll get to see it before the end. Repeat, that is because we are having a 5x5 square of circles, and we are repeating them 2 times, I guess, 2 by 2 times, so 4 times. And so we are creating a mesh of those circles, which we'll plug our pegs into. Okay, then we have the lights and the poly rectangle, which is the front panel of it. And I was going to add a glass panel, but I think I'll go ahead and get rid of that now. The glass panel was just for funsies, but I didn't really get it working, so go ahead and remove it. Okay, then I don't want to skip over stuff. Some lights. These are for seeing things. I don't know exactly why this is from an example, but apparently you need blue and white lights, and I may need all the colors of lights to get the light to shine through the glass properly, but we'll figure that out. That's why we're here today. Okay, web GPU is just boilerplate stuff as far as I can tell. Anti-aliasing we're setting to true, which is nice. If you have it available, I think maybe this might need to be wrapped too, because if we have the GPU renderer here, I'm not sure if it will throw an error because we have a check earlier. I don't know if we need a check here. Okay, so boilerplate, orbit controls. This is so that you can move the camera. It passes in camera. The renderer DOM element, that's our canvas. That's where we're painting our 3D scene. And min distance, blah blah blah. Animate is the function that gets called repeatedly, and updates for Three.js and the end of the HTML. Perfect. Just gonna go through this real quick, and yeah, I'm gonna need to change this. So I think what I'll do is I will go ahead and bring in the dependencies now, and then we'll get it running, and then I will modify this because I don't think that this is necessary. This is a little bit wasteful. So yeah, the dependencies I mentioned are Three.js, and this is taken heavily from the Three.js examples that you can find on GitHub. So let's go into GitHub and let's find the Three.js GitHub from Mr. Doob. We're grateful to Mr. Doob for his contribution. Okay, so now what we'll do is we will just download this zip, or actually what they recommend is to use the command line as such. So let's do that instead. In a different repository, because I think I'm just going to copy things in because there's a lot in here and I don't use that much, but I don't know, maybe it's a good idea to it may just be a good idea to bring it in to where I'm at. I'm going to try that and see how that goes for me. Yeah, I anticipate this being in the wrong directory for sure, at least. So I don't know. I don't want to mess up my repo too much because it's going to be, I have to delete everything out and all this stuff. So I'm going to go outside of my repo and I'm going to create a new folder in documents called 3. And I don't know exactly what the git command is going to yield in this case. Oh, okay. Maybe in command prompt. Oh, we don't have git. That's a bitch. Whatever then. Let's see. I think I can use the GitHub client to do this, right? So clone repository, the URL, clone. Hey, I've never done that before. Pretty sweet. What's up, guys? Thank you for watching. Alright, so while we're waiting for what is apparently, I guess, a long time, a bad internet connection possibly. Yeah. Let's see what we can do. 1 second. Okay, that's one thing. And then Steam. Goodbye, Steam. Steam may be updating. Oh yeah, that was a big jump. Yeah, Steam was doing it. Yeah, Steam. Alright. Anyway. So, in Blender is where I created something. The glass peg. Hopefully I can remember where it is, but I can go over it again, I think. Why don't I just do that? It's not a big deal. So what we do is we do add a cylinder. Excuse me, a mesh, and it is going to be a cylinder. That one. Okay. And I don't know, this is maybe the right way to do this, I'm not sure. But we changed the X and the Y value, both of them together, I believe. Doesn't look right. No, it's the X and the Y. Yeah, I changed the Z. My bad. X and the Z value. Right, exactly. And then what do? We go to object, and we go to, what is this? Something smooth. It's either shade smooth. I think it's shade smooth. Yeah, look at that. Nice and smooth, I guess. Okie dokie. So now that we got something nice and smooth, let's go and check on GitHub. Man, that's taking a long time, huh? 2.4 megabits per second. Yeah, that's slow, I think. Pretty sure that's gonna be slow. I mean, isn't gigabit 1,000? Yeah, that's slow, my dude. Yo, how's the connection? Is it bad? Does it look bad? Because if it does, I'll have to go get my Ethernet cable, and if that might fix it. Let me know. Right now, I got green bars, so I think I'm straight. Yeah, and this just popped up to 4 megabits per second. It's not the best, but and I'm getting 7 up consistently. Yeah, I think I'm doing all right for now. 7 up for the stream. That is not just in general. Okay, well, whatever. I'll let that go. The next thing to do, maybe not the next thing. I don't think it was even this next thing in the order. Is to change the material, I guess. And we can use glass from here, right? No? Transparent? I don't even know what all these are. Glass BSDF. That's what we want. And change the roughness down to 0. Or possibly even like 0.1, since these are like supposed to be like rendered correctly. And then strangely, I think what we have to do is put a background image on it, which is what? Here? Yeah, background image. And this is world. Okay, so world, we need to select something somewhere. Oh yeah, color is not it. Background. There's a way to set an image though here that I've seen. Background. Surface is background. Oh, here we go. So this is supposed to be environment texture. And we gotta add a new one. Or open. Yeah, open. And then we can choose something. I think I want to choose the pool ball. Let's see, what do we got? Nah, I can't find it like that. That sucks. Maybe I could just find it like that. Let's see. I know the best way to find it. What do they call it? Balls? Yeah, balls. Called it balls. Yep. Okay, so it's in assets, textures, room. .jpeg, right? Yeah. Probably the best way to do that is copy as path, right? Nice. But I don't need these little quotes. I don't know why I would do that. It's lame. Maybe so I can just put it in PowerShell. Why would it be? I don't know. It's lame. Alright, so got the room here, and I just wanted to put that in as my background. Yep. That one. And then I think when I render this, yeah, look at that. See that glass? We're cooking glass, man. Cooking glass. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna experiment with the roughness of the material. Right now it's at 0.1, and also changing the color of it, kind of. Yeah, right now it's at that color. There you go. If it were a white background, then the color would less match the color of the actual background. I mean, that's not a true statement, but it would be white, so it would be the colors of the glass would be more prominent. That's what we're gonna end up with. But yeah, this is pretty much all we need for a glass peg for now. So I think I'm gonna export this and call it a diddy day. And yeah, I'm actually gonna save this too, because the only reason why I'm even here is because something. I lost my train of thought. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna better organize all this. I can't have all my GitHub repos in my documents. It sucks. But for now, I want to create a new folder, and I'm gonna call it 3D Objects. And we'll be putting a lot of 3D objects in as we go along, I'm sure. Now, this is going to be glass peg. Sorry. It's not a peg. Let's be honest with ourselves. We did not create a peg. We could create a peg if we studied sculpting a bit more and were a little bit more involved. I'm sure we could create a peg easily. One that looked like a peg, put it in. And I think there's some kind of membrane on a Lite-Brite or something, but anyway, we'll get with that. So this is glass sill, because I don't know how to spell cylinder. What the heck? Cylinder. How'd I do? Is that how you spell it? Is that how you spell cylinder? It's right in front of me. Damn it. Cylinder. There we go. I was this close. Damn E's and A's. And the English language. Cylinder. Cylinder. Yeah. Alright, so we save it. And then we can export it just as a nice little object in our GitHub repo. Not THREE.js. This one, copy repo path. And immediately I'm going to start setting up an assets folder. And inside of that, models. And that is where I'm going to export this object to. Hey. Jesus. Alright, so we got a glass thing here. The theory is that we'll be able to color it in THREE.js without having to export a whole bunch of different colors. And we want to be able to allow the user to pick what color exactly they're going to be selecting for their peg. I don't know if that's how Lite-Brite does it. I think they do. I think I remember you have all the different color pegs and something. I don't know. My mom probably bought a knockoff, to be honest. She probably didn't buy the real thing. My mom always thought that the knockoff was just as good as the real thing. Yeah, big change. Big change is needed. Big change. That's why I'm standing up. That's why I gotta stand up for my rights. Alright, so I mean, this is pretty good as a commit to Bright Light. Should have exported that, and it should be in there. What happened to my glass cylinder. It should be in my GitHub right now, but I don't see it. All right. Also, there we go. Make sure this is on a loop. I keep coming back here, clicking on it and such. Go. Why aren't you exporting? Probably the wrong path, right? Export as an object file. 3D objects, models. Yeah, I thought I created a new folder, but I'll tell you what, I'll do it this way instead. I won't do the same thing twice and expect different outcomes. So we'll go into, I still have the repo path copied. I do. Look, I did create the folders. I did. I must not have clicked export something. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Models. All right. Now take this whole path, and I don't think I need this anymore. Bye-bye. And we'll go in there. And glass cylinder. Yeah. We'll call this something else, though. We'll call this peg, because in this context, we're going to be using this as the peg, and so I want to name it what it is in the game. We're not going to have any glass cylinders in the game. We're just using this to represent the peg at the moment. We're using a glass cylinder to represent a peg. So that's just all that to say that we'll probably change it in the future. As you know. Alright, cool. So I did want to play with this a little bit before I get my initial commit going. I noticed THREE.js was downloaded, and it took forever, and I think that's just because of all the assets that it has. I think that if I can just simply copy over all the stuff from THREE.js without the assets, I think I'd be able to run it. But there's one thing I have to do first, and it involves going into Photoshop, I guess. I think, you know, I don't have it saved because I think I was pretty final about it, but I did export this image, which is, as you can see, transparent circles in the middle of a black rectangle, kind of like, almost like what you would see in the front of a Lite-Brite. Now it's come to my attention that it's not exactly what you'd see because the light doesn't get through and all the, but I'll deal with that, no problem. Here, all I need to do is take this image and copy it into my my repo. So I think I'm gonna have to copy this folder. Hold on, why is that not working? Oh, alright, so in Win11 they want you to do new folder tabs. It's interesting. How do you do, alright, a new folder tab in Win11, Control T. Windows 10, Control Shift N will open you a new window, and Control T, like I don't think I can do Control Shift N anymore. It doesn't freaking do anything. Oh, it's Control N. Okay, cool. Well, there you go. Control N or Control T. There's your Windows lesson of the day from somebody who doesn't know shit about Windows. All right. So, need to be in the repo. That's why I'm doing this. Alright, so I'll do copy repo path here, and then I'll plug it into right here. Right. And then I have an assets folder, so go in there, and then I need to create a textures folder for the texture that I'm going to create. The 2D images in a 3D space are textures, I believe. I don't think that there's an exception to that. I think that if you have a 2D image in a 3D space and it doesn't have a third dimension, I think it qualifies as a texture. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, this is a texture. We are texturing well, actually, yeah. We're applying it to a 2D image. So I think that makes it a texture. The moment that we're applying it to... Anyway, whatever. Yeah, an image. Okay. Alright, so I got the texture. Now the thing that I need to do is bring in all the dependencies that I need. And there are a few. And there's a good chance that I will need more. So I do want to bring in all the lightweight stuff from THREE.js, which is all the stuff that you get from, like, let's say running npm, npm install or whatever. All those node modules that you would get minus the assets. So we're going over to the THREE.js. So first of all, we're going to have to stash this because we're switching out to the other repo. Okay. Well, we didn't have to, but anyway, we'll copy the path and we'll bring it into our folder here. So we don't need build. Examples, I don't think we need any of the examples. That's the thing that's going to be big that we don't need. I think we need source. And then what happens is when we run a script within here, the npm run build, it will compile the min.js that we need. So rollup is not... Okay, so first we need to install. And then once we install, we should be able to run npm run build, which should give us the min.js file that we need. And then from there, there's some other add-ons that we'll need, and we'll look at those next. But first step is to get the min.js. Once we have that, you don't need to touch it anymore. It's going to be locked in for a project, which is nice. Sort of an informal way of doing this. I think the more formal way would be to create your own JSON package, but I'm not doing that. All I'm doing is creating a kid's game. It'd be so serious. Which I'll probably recreate on a compiled language so that I can put it on Steam. Put more effort into it too. I just want to get going with this, you know. These are concepts that are very, very uncomfortable to me, so anyway, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a very slow process. I'm standing up Sunday morning at 6:09 a.m. Eastern time here in the United States on the Eastern Coast. And yeah. Anyway, why am I saying all this? Why am I giving away my location? Heard it here, folks. Alright. Let's bring over the build. I might need all that, so I'm just going to bring all that in. And I'll probably need to bring it into Bright Light. It's weird. I thought I had more in this repo. I know I had more in this repo. This must not be the repo. I stashed it, is what I did. I stashed it. But that's fine. We can restore it. We can rebuild it. Alright, so now build folder, copy it all right into there. Perfect. And we'll go into this index file and we'll see what other kind of things that we need. But it's really going to come down to it's all in one folder, and we're just going to copy that folder over pretty much just to save time. Alright. So, right up here starts with this import map, and you see it goes // blah blah blah. Get rid of that. Then we have add-ons JSM. Okay, that's a folder that we're gonna need, and then nodes. JSM. So that is going to be in this folder. JSM. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that I need from here, I think. So I'm going to grab pretty much everything short of models. And screenshot, sounds, textures. I'm going to go LUTs, right? Yeah, I'm going to go LUTs, JSM. What is IES? I'm not quite sure. I'm going to do fonts. Sure, whatever. Files too. Let's go with all that stuff. And I'll just put it in my... Yeah, no, I don't think I want to put it in my main file. It just seems trashy. I don't want to do trashy shit. I really don't. JSON source. Oh yeah, I don't need that. Okay, so all this is gonna go somewhere. Really raise the question of if you just have like a vanilla HTML file, how do you manage the dependencies? I guess we could put it in a vendor file. I don't know. I don't think that the min.js has any dependencies. I think it's core. Alright. That's not what I wanted to do, actually. Let's create a new folder called, what do you think? THREE.js. Okay, that's too aggressive. Much better. Vendor THREE.js. And then this is going to be just all the shit in THREE.js right there. And then I'm going to take it out of my build and move it into vendor THREE.js. And that'll be where THREE.js lives. Everything THREE.js will go in THREE.js, vendor THREE.js. Okay. Alright. Now, it's not going to be build anymore. It's going to be vendor THREE. There's going to be a smart way to do this, and this is not it. First of all, yeah. So, yeah. It's going to be easier for me to create a new folder here. And we'll call this one called JSM. Shoot, there's already one called JSM. Alright, so we'll call this one extra. Because it is extra. It comes with the example. Extra. There we go. We got some extra in the house. So this is not going to be JSM anymore. THREE.js extra. THREE.js extra. Sounds like an energy drink or something. Just the extra part, I guess. Or a gum. Certain gum. Now I hope that this stuff comes naturally. We'll just see. Alright, so here we have to go assets, textures, and this is definitely where I want to create a constant. So const assets dir, it's just a string, and that's what we're gonna keep it as, so that we can do this. That way, if I need to change it, I'm gonna change it in one place. Looks like I only have it in one place, which is nice. Which is weird. I thought I had another asset. Oh, I haven't brought in my glass yet. Perfect. All right. Well, let's see if it runs. Let's see. Doo-doo. Extra bright light. All right, nothing. Nothing. All right, what do we got first? Okay, so this requires me to run this on a server. For you to execute modular JavaScript, it has to be running server side. Darn. Well, let's see if we can use PHP. My good friend PHP. I guess not. Hold on. Do I have PHP? I need to get some PHP in my life. Oh yeah, no, that works. Okay, cool. So there's my little PHP server. I don't need them anymore. And now, instead of all this stuff, I just call the localhost 8000. Right? Okay, now we have some real issues. Alright, so it's not finding any of these vendor files. That is because we did not install THREE.js here. So we're going to need to bring in our own files from the vendor. Let's see. So where is it looking for that stuff? So if we can see where it's looking for it, we can figure out where we can put it structurally. So I was looking for... Oh, look, you spelled vendor wrong. What an idiot. Hold on, can we correct that? Did I spell that wrong, or did somebody else spell that wrong? I probably did. I'm gonna already just eat that. Yeah, it was me. I did it. Is that the entire problem? I wonder. That's one of the problems, that's for sure. But there should be some stuff that's supposed to be in here that's not. Nodes. So we don't have a nodes folder in THREE.js extra. Yeah, we don't have a nodes folder. We don't have libs, nodes, capabilities, geometries, controls. Those are all things that we need. So let's see about getting them from the THREE.js THREE.js library. Right, let's see what we want to do. Three. Just gonna delete that. Get rid of that for now. Hey, what's up, guys? Oh. Let me fix that. It's been too long since I've used OBS. Come on, where is it? There we go. That should hopefully fix it. Sorry about the audio issue. Leaning into it too. Thank you for joining, Emerald Finder. Thank you for letting me know about the audio. That should help a little bit too. Probably makes everything different. All right, let's go. So THREE.js is where we were, and we need a couple of things. We need controls, all this stuff. And I think all that stuff's going to come from node modules somewhere. Maybe not, actually. Let's go examples, files, texture. Yeah, I don't know where that stuff actually is. Let's see. Is it relative to... Let's see. It's looking for it in THREE.js extra libs. So where would that be? Would that be right on the examples? I don't see any libs there. Would that be in source? Yes. Okay, so we also need to copy source in here. So from source, we'll copy everything. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for your input, too. Yeah, because I had no idea. Honestly, I had no idea. Thank you so much. All right. So now we're going to bring everything from source into our vendor folder because we need it. All right. And let's try it again. Okay, still not getting a couple of things. THREE.js extra. Let's see, where did we put this? THREE.js. Okay, so we wanted to put that in extra, even though it's not extra. I'm thinking, yeah. Okay, we can undo that. Might rename it from extra to source. I don't know. For now, it seems to be looking in extra, so I just want to put it in extra. So, all right, it says extra libs. So do we have libs in extra now? We still don't. All right, pop back over to, see, we didn't actually do any. Let me go back over there too, because that was obviously not the right thing to do. So look at it more closely. Extra nodes, node.js. So where does nodes come from? I don't see nodes here. So maybe nodes is one of the ones that was in examples. No. Where's nodes? No. Extra. See, docs, builds. I don't see where we can find nodes.js. I know. Let's see. Maybe it's just right there in the examples folder, like this. Nope. Where to find it? Where to find it? All right. So if I pop over to this file and I take a look at it, we got it looking for three add-ons, JSM, but that's not the ones. Let's see, what else? I know which one I was looking at before. It's called Fong or something. Not finding it now. It was one of the web GPU ones. So let me go to the web GPU ones, which would be lower, I guess. Because P is after. Yeah. I didn't mean to open it up like that. Alright, there we go. So it's looking in .jsm/nodes, nodes.js, and this one is looking. See, where's the Chrome browser? There it is. This one is looking in extra nodes, nodes.js. That's not right. Extra nodes, JSM nodes. That's what it should be. Okay, we got it. Perfect. Okay. Whew. Next one. I'll ignore main CSS for now, even though I see that it requires it. I'll get CSS up in there. Let's see, stats module .js. Let's see, extra libs stats module. I'm not directly importing that. I don't see where I'm trying to. Maybe that's in. Let's see. Okay, so now we got three add-ons, libs, stats, module.js. That's what it was before. Okay, that's what it was here. Three add-ons, capabilities, blah, 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 blah. But add-ons now is going to be somewhere else relative to us. So I think that's why we have to target a different directory. So in examples, add-ons was source. Where do we have add-ons? I don't see it there. And I don't see it there. But maybe in the JSON map, we can kind of figure out where the add-ons are. All right. Now, I've never seen this export all from. It's insane. But all right, so we're exporting it, which means I'm guessing by nature of us targeting add-ons, we will be able to use these in this way. So I don't know if that's a problem for us. Let's see. So the add-ons are going in three extra slash, but the add-ons here are JSM slash. Okay. All right, let's try to fix that. All right, cool. That looks fixed. And there's some other stuff going on. Get to that too, but for now we'll do the CSS. Now I want my CSS to be in maybe the assets folder. I think that'd be fine for it. Assets is not going to swell up much in its own level, so I think that assets is probably a fine place for a CSS file. Yeah. All right, let me get out of here. I'll need this in a second. I know that, so I'm going to keep this close by. This being my THREE.js folder. And over here, we'll go assets and a new file called styles. And a new file here, but we'll here, I'll just do this way. Save it as any document, main.css, save it, and isolate it as a notepad window. Put it kind of like over here. I don't have any space over there. I mean, I physically do. That's fine. Virtually in the physical virtual desktop. All right. So the CSS now, as I suspected, I'm gonna need to get it from here. And where is that gonna be? Let's see. In the actual file from here, main.css just says it's right there. Could be, I guess it is just in the examples. Yeah, here it is. Shamelessly steal it just so I can have something to move forward with. All right. Standing up kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so now I need to change the reference on here. So it's gonna be under assets, styles, main.css. All right. Let's see if we're looking in the wrong place. Oh yeah, I gotta do it on the server there. I forgot. See what's going on there. Assets, styles, main.css. It's not found. All right. So that's a problem. It's problem number one. Where do we have our main.css? For some reason we have it in billiards. That's weird. Yeah, I don't want that. Can you do like yeah, I guess you can't. It's fine. So I want it to be here. I don't know why I put it there. Perfect. Perfect. Oh man. Standing up and like looking at this computer screen is killer on my back. Alright. Not a big deal though. Just gotta get with it. Alright. Alright, let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. That's more the right CSS. Perfect. And look, we even got the light there. We're just missing a couple of things. Let's see what they are. First of all, I think the assets directory has a unnecessary that. We can get rid of that. Okay. Let's check the console. All right, so the black mesh is not found. Blackmesh.png. Where's that at? So we got assets, texture, and it's named all that. So we just need to rename it blackmesh.png. We need to open it. Yeah. Oh, I named it .png.png. Attets. Yeah, we're just gonna let me get away with calling it attets. Okay, still not there because the folder is called texture, which I will rename it to textures. I have everything pluralized based on what's in the folder. What's in the folder? Textures, plural. There's more than one. All right, here we go. We got the texture working. Perfect. All right, now you can kind of see what I mean when I said that it was like a, well, you can see what I mean. Light shines through the thing. Perfect. So what kind of errors we're getting here? A lot of them. Reading, update. So we got an update in the animate function that is not working. Stats.update. Yeah, we don't need that. Nice. All right, so metalness is not a property of the basic material. That's my bad. What else is not? Alpha. Yeah, alpha is not. Just alpha test. Curious if I change that to 0.9, what does that end up doing? Nothing. Okay. Well, this is the first part of the Lite-Brite. I think this is a pretty good chance to commit it. So just so you know what's going on here, this is a rectangle of light, and this mesh texture is just the PNG image that I created that has a bunch of holes that are transparent. That's all it is. It's very simple. And the plan is to make some semi-transparent colored pegs that you can plug into these holes, and they'll light up basically. So I think what I need to implement though for that to actually happen is a refraction map, but I'm just going to be naive and assume that it's going to work, because if it does, I mean, that's going to be a big win for me. So yeah, I'm just going to get my glass object in here. So problem is I don't know exactly how to do that. So let me see. I do know this. We do have an example right here in the THREE.js library. If I can go back over to it. This guy right here. So in this library, there's a folder called models. And under models, there's all this crap. And there's this folder right here called OBJ. And in OBJ, there is object files that were exported from Blender. So let's see, we have Walt Head. Somewhere in there we got Walt Head. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up a new Visual Studio Code. And we do a string search on this examples directory for Walt Head. So we'll go open folder, this one, and we'll go Control Shift F, and we'll find the conspicuous Walt Head. All right. And you see here we have an obj loader. First reference up here. I'm gonna start copying this stuff. New thing. Go ahead and close out of the CSS. I'm not gonna mess with it really. I'm satisfied with my CSS. Are you satisfied with your CSS? Dial 1-800. Get more CSS now. Okay. All right. I think this is good for an initial commit. First of all, so I don't want to get too far in this and then be like, oh, you didn't commit. Darn it. Darn ya. Dang. 602. Whatever. Yeah, that's why I want to do the initial commit now. It works. This is the initial commit. This is why you need dependency management in JavaScript, for sure. I probably don't need all this stuff, but hell, I'm going to be using some of it. I don't know. This sucks. I should probably figure out a way to... I could definitely translate it. I got to figure out what the JSON map thing is doing, because it's you know, if I can just install it locally, I don't know. I'll figure it out, dude. I'm new at this. I'm a noob. It's okay for me to have 1,000 file repository just with dependencies, and I haven't even really written very much except for a stupid panel thing that has lights on it, kind of. All right, let's see. All right, we're committed. I feel nice and clean. I feel like this is a nice fresh start for us, so that we can begin anew. All right, so I'm gonna go back to stripping out the stuff that we need for the object loader, apparently. And that was in the other Visual Studio Code, apparently. And it starts right here. It goes down here. And yeah, all this good stuff. I'm stealing it all, just as a reference. And then, yeah. That's it. That's the entirety of it. Okay. Cool. So first thing I'll do is I'll bring in the object loader into my own index.js. Index.html, excuse me. Yeah, so don't have it. I would think, based on the way that this goes, it just seems like I think it's probably fine for me to just bring it in like that. Who's gonna stop me? Who is gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? Hello, my name is Who's Gonna Stop Me. Alright. There's some stuff I don't need here, I know that. I'm not gonna get distracted by it though. Alright. The next thing I need to do is bring this stuff in. And put it in the appropriate place. I don't know. Here looks good. Don't quite like how I indented that is. I'll have to get that. Yeah, I don't know. That's not going to be nothing. Hold on. Whatever. Const material equals null. I don't know what it's going to be for now. Actually, in that same file, I think there's some glass stuff, but I'm just going to see what happens when I do what I do when I do it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right. Let me comment this out real quick. See if we can still load it with this dependency in. So all this stuff gets commented. Let me flip back over to the browser. This is what it was before. And this is what it still is, baby. All right. Quick tinkle break. And then I'll be right back. But don't go anywhere, because we're about to bring in this glass peg in and see what happens. And see if the light is going to refract or if it's going to be a challenge. I'm sure it's going to be a challenge, but we'll figure it out. All right, be right back. Well, hello. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? What's up, YouTube? Make some noise in the chat if you're new. Making a Lite-Brite game. This is what we got so far. This is just a 2D image with some holes in it over a light panel. And I'm trying to figure out if this is just a white square or what. But I'm about to try to import my pegs that I made for this Lite-Brite game, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how easy it is to implement it, or if it's going to be challenging. And if you're paying attention, my money's on challenging. All right, but this is supposedly going to be our object loader here. So let's uncomment this, and our objects are going to be somewhere else. So we'll go assets dir plus, and I think we're in models. That's really all we got so far. But I think I'm seeing where it should be in each model should be in its own folder. So let's set that up. I think that's going to be doing more good than harm. So all we need to do to set that up is to create a peg folder and then move our peg stuff, into there. Okay, we don't need to commit because it's all part of the same commit. It's all the same thing that we keep doing. Did my camera stop? Hold on. Oh, okay, it's good now. All right. So yeah, it's going to be all part of the same thing that we're doing. So we don't need to commit yet. Although it's not a bad idea. I'm going to commit. Because look how big it is. 4 is huge on a commit. So I'll just do this. I'll say move peg model. That's it. What harm did I do? I didn't do no harm. Right? We're still running, right? Let's see. Yeah, we're still running. We're still golden. So, no harm was done. Alright, that camera's got to be zoomed. Hold up. Y'all can see my ironing board. You're not supposed to see my ironing board. It's ironic. It's an ironic board. Heck is that app? It must be running in the background. How's the internet connection, by the way? Has it been a little spotty, maybe? There's the area webcam. Okay, so I can zoom from this. Ooh, that's close. Also, it's kind of like off. How's the internet connection? Let me know if the internet connection is bad. All right. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to implement this object loader. Finally. Takes me a long time to do stuff when I'm standing up, but it's better for you. Get your body moving and grooving. It's amazing how much your body can actually like shrink into something that's like uncomfortable all the time. You know what I mean? The only reason I have my freaking shirt off is because so I can like remember what my body feels like and stuff. So I'm not shrinking and standing weird and getting all uncomfortable. And then, like, you know, I don't know. So, definitely got to worry about the health, though. Okay. So these have a cube map. And I think we're going to need to bring in a little bit more stuff from the other file that we originally took this stuff from, where we originally took this stuff. I don't need Photoshop now. So let's go back over to the materials, and we see some highlighted stuff. Material 1, Material 2, Material 3. Now I believe that the material that I want is Material 1. And that comes from here. And then we have another dependency here called reflection cube. This is important because this is what we're going to need to map our reflections, I imagine. So we have a background to the scene. That's the reflection cube. And then we have another one called the refraction cube. I think we're going to need both when we implement this last. Where is both? I only see one. Hold on. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that moved over to the wall there, and let's read it. It says const reflection cube equals new 3.cube texture loader load, and then another one there called URLs. And then it has some URLs, and it has cube Swedish Royal Castle. And I don't think this is the example that I wanted. So let's go ahead and find the one that I did want. So we have somewhere THREE.js examples that we can look at. Just make it easy and view it in a browser. This is the exact same examples that they provide in the GitHub repo that I downloaded. So I'll find one here, and then I'll look it up there. So it had a material, and it had Walt Disney's head. It's this one, materials cube map. And as you can see here, the one all the way to the right is the one that I'm talking about, where it projects a translucent kind of glass. Yeah, that's kind of the effect that I'm going for. Almost. I think I'll need to change it a little bit, but yeah, that's the one I want. So given that this is the wrong one, let's find the right one. Not this one. This one is the wrong one. Let's find the right one. So we're looking for the Walt head here, and we have materials cube map here. And was that not the file that we were already on? Yeah, we were on this file. I'm just puzzled about the whole Swedish Royal Castle thing. Okay, well, I mean, that is what it is. Swedish Royal Castle. I'll include it here. I mean, yeah, that's weird, isn't it? I can't get over that. I'm having a hard time getting over that. I'll have to take a look at that, but for now I'm just going to bring it in, right? Yeah, I mean, I can't, yeah, okay, I just got to block it out. Block it out. Block it out. Okay. Now, all this is, oh, I'm not in the bathroom anymore. Go ahead and get rid of that. Bye-bye. I have a problem with leaving stuff like that just all over the damn place. Alright, still cooking with the camera. Alright, good. Okay. 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 Yeah, this is not the complete thing. I need all that. And boy howdy, can I just, I wish I could just, I can't. I can just do this. Yeah. That's just the same, I suppose. It's just, they can add tabs to Notepad, but they can't make it to where you can do like basic stuff like Shift Tab. I like Shift Tab. Every code editor has the Shift Tab, highlight and Shift Tab. And I don't know, man. But why not just make Notepad the only editor? Silence the haters. Why not? Microsoft. I guess it's because they technically have stake in VSC too. Visual Studio Code, which is weird. And Visual Studio is their code IDE. Notepad is not necessarily for code. Makes sense. Tabs on Notepad is just weird to me. All right, so let's see what we have here. So there's something missing from here too, because we have the scene. This is obviously the end of the reflection cube, but we don't see the end of the refraction cube. Search Travis Head online. I will later. Thank you, Prash. Good to see you, Prash. Okay. So refraction cube. I just want to see where that goes. So it goes into mapping. Interesting. So doesn't seem to go anywhere. Right. Oh, it goes to cube material 2. Interesting. Okay, so those are not both necessary. So we have the reflection cube and the refraction cube. Now I'm not going to assume that that's 2 is based on its actual position in the demo. I guess I could run the demo locally and see, what happens, but that'd probably be the best way to do it, if I'm honest. That would probably be the best way to do it. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do it. Why not? Let's run the demo locally and make sure that we can identify which of these weird, because, I mean, it's not my fault that they're named Swedish Castle or whatever like that. And it's not obvious what's happening there. They're applied in an array order, and I think that it's appropriate to run it to see exactly what's going on. So we can change it and see which texture we need to bring in. Because I'm not even sure, the proper way to do this. So it'll be good to have this assured step first. Okay, PSA over. Let's go into the THREE.js directory, and the first thing that we need to do is we need to copy the build folder over to examples. Okay, that's done. Second thing we need to do is stop the existing server that we have running here. Third thing, start a new server in this location. It'll be PHP capital S localhost 8000. You can use whatever port that's available. Okay. And the way that we get to it is we'll go localhost 8000 and we'll call HTML like that. Perfect. Now we are running this locally. That was actually a lot easier than I thought. All we had to do is really just copy the build directory and Prash. Do I watch cricket? No, I don't watch cricket. I don't do much other than just code and raise my children nowadays. It's an unfortunate way, but it's what I have to do to continue my career and everything. So not a lot of free time to watch cricket. Not a lot of free time to watch cricket. Okay, so the way that I would like to do, I look like an Australian player. Oh, okay. You're saying that I look like a person. Okay, I'll have to look at up that person. It's very interesting. I hope it's a good looking person. It's funny to tell somebody that they look like a person, you know, just as a joke, and it's like just like, you know, not the best looking person in the world. Okay. Bright light. What was I doing? Trying to get this cube loader into here, but first thing I wanted to do was, let's see, I'm gonna get out of this. I think. What's my change that I did? Yeah, I got this whole object loader thing. Let me just get that there. It's not gonna be walled, so I'm gonna get that out of there. It will be pegged though. Let's see. I think I want to make this its own global kind of, but I'm not I can't imagine where I might need it again. Like, I know that it's probably, I'm going to export it into its own module. So each one of these little objects is going to be its own module. I know that for sure. I am American. I promise. Don't tell the CIA. I am American. I promise. American. Do I sound American? American. I'm from America. Because I am American. Alright. Metalness is not something that I need. Object loader is something that I need, but I need to comment it out. I don't need to be here at all. That's why I need to close out of this. Here's my walt head. Now I wanted to see if I change the materials of these cubes. I have cube material 1, 2, and 3. So if I change 2 to 1, what do I get? I get 2 of this material. This material, which I thought was transparent, doesn't appear to be transparent. Did I have that wrong? Ooh, it is transparent. I see. So cube material 2, I think, is my transparent material. See, I knew that it wasn't in order 1, 2, 3. I knew that for some reason they put it in order of like 2, 3, 1. Why? Who knows? Who knows? But it's good to know. Okay, so we're targeting cube material 2. So cube material 2 is the only one that we care about. So we only care about the refraction cube, not the reflection cube. And that's important. So let me go over to here. I don't need cube material 1. And we don't need the reflection cube as the background. We technically have a background. And that looks good. We don't need the reflection cube at all. Cool. I think we're ready to move this into the code. Let's see what we have here. Yes, THREE.js. Did I not update the title? It says I update the title, but sometimes the title doesn't update. It seems to be a bit broken. No, this is not made for kids. I'm not out here. Yeah, this is not made for kids. No. All right, let's see. Stretch the legs. Now that I know that it's material 2, I know that it's a refraction cube. Let's see, what else can I do? I have this code, which is the object material. All I need is to bring in the refraction cube code, which can go, I guess, like right above it. All right, so I'm going to minimize this. I might need this again. But here we are with the cube code and all that stuff. I don't see any reason why it can't just go right above it. Oh, no, Prash, I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just seeing, I was just making sure. Yeah. I was just making sure. It's no problem. I just, there's a lot of technical difficulties. Pretty scatterbrained when it comes to the stuff that's not like totally interesting to me. Yeah. Okay. So apparently this is the material here. What's weird is that it doesn't affect the scene. I'm wondering why it doesn't reflect the scene. And I'm nervous about that, but all right. Yeah, okay, whatever. So obviously this is not a head. And obviously this is not the right path. And this is called peg/peg.obj, I believe. And scale, blah, blah. Head, yeah, we'll call this peg instead. Okay. And what's supposed to happen with the object loader? Anything? It has a position. I don't think anything's supposed to happen with that. Let's see. All right, so I got this running on the wrong folder right now. Go ahead and close out of some of these, and I'll go ahead and cancel this process. Okay, and in this folder, we have to do a command prompt and call php capital S localhost 8000 port optional, I guess. All right, here we are again with no object. See if we have an error. Okay, we have a couple errors. First, we don't have assets, textures, peg obj. Now, with our assets dir, we have it set to assets textures. That's not right. It's just assets. And then we have to add textures here, like so. And we still don't have assets peg obj blah blah. That's because it's in models. So it's in / models like that. I'm greater than the Devon developers. Yeah, I don't know. I never followed the Devon thing. Yeah, it was definitely a hyped up thing, wasn't it? Everybody got a lot of clicks off of that. I got out of the click getting game. For now, I got out of the click getting game because I wanted to build up my chops first, and that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, cool. So we were able to find the 3D object, and it's not rendered yet, but that's because our textures are not found. And so I want to bring in my textures, and so naturally we'll see where it's looking for the textures, and it's going in textures cube, and that's going to be somewhere in my vendor folder. Vendor extra. We don't have textures, yeah. So I'm going to have to bring that from the THREE.js examples into where I'm at. So we have textures cube is the folder right here, and then the subfolder, which is Swedish Royal Castle. Okay. So this is for the background image. Do I need this? Do I need this? I guess I do. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to have this, obviously. So what I'm going to do instead of this is I'm going to have my path be assets. Yeah, not that. It's going to be assets of textures. Dang, do I want this cube map? Do I want this cube map? Do I want this cube map, or do I want to? I'll just have this cube map, but I will call it something else. So it's going to be textures cube, and then yeah, whatever. Yes. Swedish Royal Castle. That's what we'll call it. I've decided. All right, so let's move it over to its new rifle home, which is in my code, my repository, over here in not even in the vendor, actually, right here. We'll create a new folder in assets called cube. No, sorry. It's under textures, because these are textures. And this texture is going to be called Swedish Royal Castle. Excuse me. Oh, freaking wake up. So this is cube. These are cube textures. And this is the Swedish Royal Castle texture. Alright, I don't see the background, but I see everything is rendered. Or, I mean, I don't see any errors, that is. We got complete darkness on one side. And we may not be adding our object to the scene. Let's just see about that. So we got no more errors, that's a win. We're finding the object, that's a win. We're setting the Y of the object to -3, but I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. So we have the holy rectangle somewhere right here, and here we set the position to something, and I don't think we set it So here we go. We're setting the Z to 0.1. So let's do the same, but further, you know, more for the object. So the peg, right? Position dot Z equals 1. Hopefully. Not seeing it. Okay. So we have the object loader, and I'm not seeing where it's added to the scene. So let's see if we can I don't know. I'm giving this a prompt. This is a guess at this point. I don't think that's going to work. Okay, hold on. So, new object letter, blah, blah, path, children, peg. No? Okay, hold on. Let's go back to the original code and see what we might be missing. So there we got the materials. There we go. So at the bottom there, we're calling scene.add. Okay. Let's do the same thing. Get rid of this bad comment. And then here, we'll start to do. By the way, I noticed Copilot either is bad in general lately or just is very bad at Next.js. Devin is my homie. Seeing that yet. So very bad at Next.js. I have no idea why. Alright, where is my little peg? I don't see him. I don't see where we're applying the material to the peg. And I'm going to go ahead and call this peg material. All right. Oh, I see it there. It's tiny, but it's there. All right. So I don't know if set scalar is the same as set scale, but if it is, it's too small. Let's just make it like 0.5. There we go. Now we can really see it. All right, this is the peg that we have. And you'll notice immediately that it's not transparent, and that's a problem. So let's take a look at what's going on there. And it's not even lit at all. So, let's see. So the background is a cube map. And that's what it's supposed to be lit through, I guess. Yeah, I don't think that's the right way to do it. Let's see if I can make a light in it. This is just Hail Mary. Jesus. Okay. Mistype. Not doing anything. Let's see, the material is supposed to be fraction cube, Swedish royal castle. I don't see the royal castle as well Let me see if that's like something. I'm pretty, you know, it's gotta at least go on the background, right? Maybe I'm overthinking it. Let's just get rid of the material. Let's see. All right, so now it's kind of like a ghostly thing. Okay. Let's look at this mesh Lambert material and see like exactly what we can do with it. There's a lot of things. You can control the roughness of it. That'd be sweet. The emissive light material. The emissive map rotation. Let's see. Anything about glass? No. What about color? Only the color of the texture is used. Ignoring the alpha channel if one exists. For RGB, interesting. Well, I do have a materials map. See. Here, I got an idea. So I have this example thing running here, or you know, open in Visual Studio Code. Why don't I just Control Shift F my way to find, Control Shift F my way to find a .mtl file. See where we can figure out how to do this. So we got an object loader here. We do have an MTL loader. Okay. MTL loader. MTL loader. Is that not by default? Do you need an MTL loader? I mean, I do have an MTL. So, I mean, yeah. Let's do it. Let's try to implement the MTL loader and see if that is what we need to get the materials showing like transparent. Okay. Okay. Back over to my stuff. What else happens with this? Anything? Nothing. Interesting. Okay, back over to my stuff. Take out. Wait, I think I have a commit. Yeah. I think we have a good commit here. Although the whole Swedish Royal Cube Map thing is a pretty big letdown. Because I think I'm not having it as the background. What would it take to implement the cube map as the background? That's a good question. I think I need to answer that before I can move on. Because I can't see the cube map. Like, I should be able to see the cube map, right? That's what I think. Alright, so the web, I'm looking for the web GPU loader that I was just on, I think. So do we have a recent, open recent? Oh, it's not there. Oof. So Walt head, and it's the web GPU. I guess it is WebGL. Yeah, it's this one. WebGL materials loader. That's what it is. All right. So this one, the materials are just materials that it creates on the fly, and they're using this cube map. And I wanted to switch to the other material because I didn't think I have to use that cube map. But then I was just thinking maybe I should just try to implement the cube map, which is the reflection cube, I guess. So let me do that. All right, so first thing I'll do is I'll bring in my reflection cube. All right. Right next to my refraction cube, just like they have it. And then on my scene, which I may have to move all this stuff. Where's my scene defined at? Right there. Yeah, so all that stuff that I just had, this right here, this is the building of my scene. So that's where I'm gonna have to move it. Also, yeah, I'll have to come back to that later. This is, I'll comment this as such, just like the other ones. This one is build peg. Okay. And what I have here needs to be incorporated with scene, like this. And we'll call this the cube map background, right? And the mapping, yeah, I believe we have the scene called right there. It's going to be like the same thing. Interesting that we have ambient lights. I don't know. I have a different type of light. I don't know if it's going to affect this at all. Alright, so I got the scene background reflection cube. And I got my fog node on my scene. Let's see. Build scene, whatever. Texture loader here. And whatever. Yeah. We'll have to refactor that, but I'm not gonna go too much into that right now. So the peg material comes in here, and that is something I'm setting this to peg material and getting rid of transparent material. Okay. And then this stuff right here is indented too much. Right here. This stuff right here is indented not enough. And I had a point light added to this, and I don't need that. And then this is probably indented the right amount, but I'm going to have to conform to that because I don't want to do all that. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so we did get the background in there, which is cool. And then the soft white light, that's cool and all. I'm going to try to add those ambient lights as well and see if that will give us this transparency that we kind of want. But I'm not really happy with the way that the light interacts with this object. I should be able to see through this, right? Is this the wrong material possibly? Let's see. I remember the one that I wanted was material 2. I believe that's the same one. I see the same color and everything. Let's see what else we might have missed here. Let's get rid of the... It could be that it's obstructed. Do you know what I mean? It could be that it's obstructed. Let's see. But I just wish the light would come off of this. This is a light rectangle, so this should have light that comes off of here. Or so I thought. It's not that simple. It's not just like transparent, you know what I mean? Like it has to know the object behind it. I think, man, for this to be, like, I could map the texture of that to the surface of the cylinder and do it that way, make it transparent that way. I think that's how it has to be done. For it to like appear to be transparent. And then it's gonna have to emit its own light. So it's gonna have to be a trick, unfortunately. I thought it would be able to just kind of make it transparent and then you'd be able to like put it up to the thing and it would affect the light. It doesn't seem to want to go over that way. I have kind of an idea though. Alright, I do have kind of an idea. So, instead of the... We'll just go... we'll go all white on this. So that we have like an all white background, basically. And I still don't think that's going to work. The question, I guess, is why is this not reflecting the Swedish castle at least? Is it because it detects that it's obstructed? Possibly. Possibly. That's what I need to figure out right now. So it's also possibly because I don't have the environmental lights. Probably the quickest thing to do to check is to put in the environmental lights. Let's try that real quick. So that's as simple as this, right? Lights. I guess it's not that simple. Oh, I did it before a scene was defined. That is a no-no. Point light. Yeah, what's the deal? Point light is not defined. Oh yeah. Okay, well, where is it defined in the other one? Whatever, dude. What happens with it? Why do they do a let with it? Why is it different? I don't. Okay, there we go. Now we can see it at least because we have light from the scene. It's interesting that the light's coming off it right there too. Okay. I think we can work with this. It's not a texture that I'd like. It's not very like... I think I have to use a shader for that. Or possibly like... Anyway. Also, am I getting any... Nope, no errors. So, what else do we got here? The point light. I think that's the one that's doing it, right? No, the ambient light is doing it. So I'm going to turn that up. So this is, I guess, the yellow peg. I wonder why it's yellow. Did I set the color of it to yellow? I think that's going to be a yellow color. Yeah, I'm setting the color of it, which is what I want. That's good. Well, let's see. We got 6 paths here. And let's say that those 6 paths are just this texture. As the, cube map. Which it's not. It's going to appear to be weird, I think. 2... I don't want it like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Must not be there. So Control Shift I. Cube texture view is not compatible with all that stuff. Oh, because its width and its height are not equal? That's a shocker to me because I thought I made it equal in Photoshop. Well, I think we can address that, huh? Go new file. I said we'll go new file. And, well, I mean, 500 by 500 is what we want. Nice, perfect little square. Square dilly. Okay. And then we'll bring in from our folder that we have here the texture. Wait, how big are these actually? 512 by 512? That's what we're gonna do. Are they all 512 by 512? Let me see. Read me. Okay. 10-4, buddy. I didn't want your stuff in my thing anyway. What's up, guys? Thank you for watching. Try to make a cube map out of a black mesh that we already have. Alright, so the black mesh that we have is under textures right there. This is all we need to do, right? Little two, like, is there two little black? I think there is. Two little white lines on the other side. I'm about to just fill those in. About to just see here. Let me zoom on in there. Fill him in with that. Okay, whatever. Fill him in with that paint. Oh no. How come? Oh no. No. I tell you what though. Here's what I'll do. So we'll grab that image again. This one. And we're just gonna make it a little bit wider. See there, it's going from 499 to 501. Make it a hair wider. And then you use the move tool to position it correctly. It looked like it didn't work. Need to make it even wider than that. Okay, let's try again. That was actually the height and width. I got that wrong. Wait, hold on. Is this this needs to be 512. First of all, 512 by 512 pixels to match the other one. I don't know why, but I'm gonna match the other one because it looks good. It looks like a legit cube map to me. Okay. No to that. Hold on. Okay, whatever. Alright, so get a little bit better organized here. Let's go zoom out. Move this. And then zoom it. Can we do scale? See. Fit, or maybe? Can we do fit? Skew, scale. Wish there was a way to just like fit it, but that's fine. to do a lot of stuff manually because I don't know exactly what I'm doing. Alright, export. Where are we at? We're in textures and we're calling it black mesh. Go. All right. First of all, I guess I'm still running this. Yep. Oh my God, look at that. Now the background is, well, you see it. Yeah, you see it. Okay. Now, let me, now clearly we're obstructed here. Let's see if we can remove the obstruction and see if that helps. I kind of like the crazy background. It's crazy. All right. And the more important thing is that it works. And it shows, it, you know, I thought maybe that it would show on the refraction of the material, but it doesn't. So, let's try to clear the way of the stuff in the way. All right, so the first thing is the light. Yeah, the first thing is to find the right file. That'd be good. Index here. I'm gonna leave that for now. And what else? What else? What else? There's the add light, add holy rectangle. Basically gonna get rid of the light there. Also, here, hold on. I mean, it's that one. It's gotta be that one that's the holy rectangle, right? Let me see. Yeah. But I think the first one is like white. If it's completely white, then that's good, but I mean, I don't know. Let me try the first one instead. The first one is completely black. It's like it heard me. Oh my God, there it is. Now it's completely white. All right, that's good. Yeah, no, if that's what we want, then that's what we want. Okay, but that's not what we want, obviously. So let's get rid of it. And pretty much there's going to be a lot of stuff that we got to get rid of. That. And then there's like animates. I don't think we need anything there. Let's check. Yeah, there we go. But as you can see, we're still not really reflecting anything off of this. So we're missing something. Still missing something. Okay, that's fair. I can accept that. Let's see what we might be missing. One thing's for sure is that we're using WebGL on this as the renderer, not WebGPU. I'm not sure if that's going to end up affecting things for us. There may be a different example for WebGPU. I think that's going to be a good step for me to do right now, is to check and see if there's going to be another example for WebGPU. So let's go. Again, I think I want to go back to their website, them being THREE.js, and find an example from there rather than trying to do the search on Windows, because I can search by I think tags and stuff. Let's see. There we go. Okay. What I would like to see is light that passes through an object, kind of. Or just like the effect of like maybe what's going on here. I guess. I don't know. Interesting stuff there, that blurring. Here's clear coat materials. That's cool stuff too. Let's see, what else do we got? A lot of cube map stuff. I'm not sure if I'm necessarily interested in cube map. We got fog. Fog is pretty sweet. I'm thinking what I want is simple, and it's just the way of implementing it is just like I kind of don't quite have it. You know what I mean? Here's some spotlights in Web GPU, and they're just lights over a black background. Okay. And if my pegs are like, if I could see my pegs, then there's going to be something behind them if they're transparent, I think. And that's where the cube map is supposed to come in. But I don't know if I've to be fair seen any like thing transparent in the examples. You can see right here, the closest thing that we have that's transparent there just doesn't appear the same. Okay. All right, that's as much of a chance as I'm going to give that. So the next step for me is going to be to look at, let's see, what is this? Oh, this is accreditation. Or credits or whatever. Bibli. Alright. Sorry. So the next step for me is going to be to look at the material loader. So the example that I took this from was this teapot example. Where is it? I guess it's way up here. Kind of just passed by it. This one right here. Lights Fong. And really, I guess it's these lights right here. So, I mean, really what I think I should be focusing on is the reflective nature of that panel. And I don't have it because I just have a flat image. So if I include one of these materials like they have, like I'm looking at this cool like thing right here. Like imagine if that was just the black. Kind of. I mean, maybe that's a little bit too smooth. Maybe we could find a way to make that rougher. Or something. I don't know. But the point is something over that 2D panel that would reflect this light when we plug it in. And then we just need these lights to be dimmer whenever they're smaller. So all that to say that I want to see first I want to see this image black again, the image behind this. We're gonna set that to blank so we can see stuff. Alright, Let's try it out. So over here in oof. Right. Start undoing stuff. This one really should remember like the stuff. There we go. All zeros. Alright, let's see what it looks like now with the black behind it. Can't see anything. Is that because of an error though? Yeah. Yep, I see that now. Oh, man, got too many windows open. There it is. Alright, let's see what it looks like now. Material. Huh. Interesting. It's saying that material is not defined. Alright, we gotta go back. May have to do like an undo on this commit. That's all I gotta do. So that's gray. Yeah, alright. So now all I need to do is just do a bunch of what, zeros? Get rid of this. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so now we just got a black panel over here. And I know that's whatever counterintuitive, but yeah, that's where we're going to start. And this panel is going to emit something. I'm sorry, the peg is going to emit light. The peg is, yes. And so that means I'm going to have to get rid of the ambient light. Right, now you can't see the peg. And we're going to change the peg's material to just simply that Phong material. That's the reason why I got this in the first place. It was about to do it anyway. I'm just gonna use. Oh man, my S is not working. That's insane. About to have to retire this keyboard if the S won't work. The fuck does that? Hold on. What? Hold on. It's got to be a complete copy of this. Wait, what did I do? Phong material. Oh wait, it's not. Hmm. It's not supposed to be a rect area light. It's supposed to be a point light. Okay, so. Sorry guys, I'm fading here. And dogs are barking and shit. Alright. Comment out the material. The normal comment. Looks like a good color or whatever it is. Maybe it's yellow. See what else we got. Can we see it at all? It's dark. Okay. And it's not applied to the peg. So peg dot material equals material. So we can at least give it a shot to see it. Alright, we don't see anything yet. Okay. But we also need a light. Is that right? I don't think that's right. Man, like I said, Copilot is just absolutely awful at THREE.js. It's insane. It's like the answer's right here. Kind of. Just kind of. So this instead is going to be a freaking point light, yeah. And for now, I'll just do like light scale. Oh my god, I can't do S's, man. My keyboard is messed up. I think it's a sign to stop. Can't do a capital S. Thank you, AI. Alright, where the hell was I? Oh my gosh. Alright, what am I missing from the light? Light add mesh. Interesting. And then scene.add light. Can't believe I heck. Oh, it's already adding the light. So what else am I missing from the light? I don't see any light. I'll have to get the original code. Probably something I'll have to come back with later. There's a point light right there. And yeah, it looks like I'm adding it correctly. And fine. We do have lights. Material.lights is false. probably true by default. Otherwise, they wouldn't be setting it. I wouldn't. Alright, what else are we missing? Something simple. Mesh. I noticed the light add mesh, but we're calling it an object loader. So maybe mesh is something that we need to get from the object here, like object.mesh. So that's a complete guess. It's probably wrong. Yeah. Yeah, it's also wrong. Could just be object. Yeah, I know. Where else is it broken? I guess I should check the console. Oh, it's not broken. It's just black. Perfect. All right. Somehow we lost scene add light. I forgot that I don't have. So sad. Okay. Ooh, it disappears. Ooh. It's a weird effect, huh? Anyway. There it is. Supposed to be a light coming off it, but I don't see it. I guess I could see a light if I set this to something other than that color, but yeah, no, it's not what I want. I want to see the light coming. I want to see it emitting from the thing. How can I do that? I think I'm going to have to refer to the original code. Right here. Should be just simple as looking at it, right? I think they offer a code pen thing. Yeah, down here. I gotta make it bigger. Alright, here's the light here. They have sphere geometry. Let's just copy it for now and yeah. Can do it as like a lambda or something, right? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Light there compared to, should probably put them side by side, huh? Side by side as I can. So here we got the object being loaded, and I'm setting that as the material. In theory, I could steal the stuff out of here and do the same thing. Like, I got an object rendering, so I could steal the light from here. Notice I'm not returning the light too, which is interesting. I don't know. I don't think I'm supposed to return anything from this load function. I don't think it's the same thing. But yeah, sure. Also don't have anything called mesh right now. So let me just copy this stuff here. And instead of mesh, I'll just replace that with object. Interesting that the lights is set to false on the light. That's interesting. And I'll set this the Z similarly, right? And I have a color node, lights. The mesh is supposed to be set to a sphere geometry mesh, but I'm setting it to object. I'm hoping for the best. All right, so still nothing. And I'm thinking maybe the light has no dimensions. So why don't I just set it to the sphere geometry for now? And maybe we could look at setting it to the cylindrical geometry. Just have a cylindrical light in there. Other than that, let's see. Maybe there's a way to get the mesh from an object file. So let's look for THREE.js get mesh. My S key is not working. It's unbelievable. Okay, well, let me do this real quick. Developer move. We'll get the type of the object, and then we'll look it up in the freaking documentation. Oh, no. Console lomp. Still not getting anything. It's man, I need to. Oh God, why is my S key not working? What a pain in the ah. All right. That means my Control S is not working. How long has my Control S not been working? Okay. For a while, I presume. For a while, I've been pressing Control S and nothing has been happening. Wow. Okay then. Pretty mad about that. Where else do we got? Distance. Oh man. What is it? Where is it? Where is it not defined? Am I doing this twice? There you go. All right. Okay, yeah. It's like a curse not having an S. You really rely on S a lot. There we go. Now it has its own light, pretty much. It's not emitting light over that background. Because that background is not reflective at all. So what do we have to do to make that background reflective? Well, kind of rethinking things a little bit because it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. So, but that's okay. So, to make the background reflective, we have to go to the example that I have here, and I'm just going to pick one of these, and then we can modify it. So, again, I don't know which one's which, but I guess, I don't know, does it let you? No, it doesn't. Okay, well, just copy it over. I'll pick one. I think I already have this normal map texture variable. I have it there. Yeah, I knew this was going to come back to haunt me. I probably don't need that to be 3D wrapped. So you know, that's probably okay, actually. So the normal is the front face of the object, and it's okay for my normal to be the way that it is right now, I think. Roughness map, map, we have alpha texture. We don't have that currently, so let's bring that in. And we're setting the repeat here. I'm just going to assume that that's going to be the same thing with alpha texture, but we'll keep that in mind. As far as alpha texture goes, I'm just going to skip forward and see exactly where that comes into play. So we have a specular node and a lights node on a material. And this one has the blue lights node and alpha texture. Okay. Now and these ones are labeled center, right, and left object. I don't know stage left or whatever, but center is pretty clear. And right has a blue map. Right. Let's see. The right one, the left one has the blue map, the blue lights node. So what if I have the normal map? Okay, let's see. The normal map, I guess, is the roughness. So here we have something else. Min color blah 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 UV mul 5. So what does that one look like? Can't really tell. I'm cool with the one on the left, or the blue one, right? I'll just copy it for now. Let's see. All right, so copying. How are we gonna copying? Let's see, can we still see me? Can you still see me? Yeah, you can still see me. I'm still moving. I'm still alive. Okay. Oh yeah, that cube map's definitely gonna have to change. Okay, so the object has a material, and the material gets a lights node. So where we have the holy thing, we have a basic material there. Okay. But here we have a Fong mesh node material. And this one is defined in line. And here we're actually defining a mesh, which is important. Okay. Let's see. All right, there's the mesh right there. And we're setting it to flat rectangle geometry, and our material we're just defining above it. Okay, so that's not a big deal. We can do the same thing here, except begin to define the mesh Fong node material. So const material. My God. Yes. And we'll give it a color. How many fives is that? 6 fives? It's hex, so it's got to be 6 fives. There we go. Hex on 6 fives. Material, hex, color, right. And then the mesh is set there. Okay, and then so what we can do is below there we can start to set mesh dot not scale material, and we'll be setting light node, not color node. Light node equals blue lights node, which we may still have to define. And then the next thing is going to be the specular node, apparently. And my S still doesn't work. There's the alpha texture. And I don't think we need any light on it. Let's see what else happens with the left object. Nothing happens with the left object. It just gets added to the scene. So I'm going to get rid of the light here altogether. And this is the holy rectangle. Now, let me see, do I still have blue lights node? Okay. Light 1 there. I'm not sure if that's going to be the right light for me. The light is supposed to be coming off of the it's supposed to be coming off of the peg. Cannot, so I'm getting an error that says cannot access the blue lights node before its initialization. Okay. So, I mean, just crudely, I'll just move it below here. And then we're saying, here, I'll move this over. I don't know why I'm keeping this a secret. Position. So there's no rect to set the position. Okay. We do need a holy rectangle. Undefined position. I forgot the control save doesn't even work at all. Control S, yeah, sucks. Blue lights node again before its initialization. Again. Oh my god, dude, this is so sloppy. This is so absolutely sloppy. Without an S, it's loppy. Here, let me go find a freaking keyboard. Hold on a second. Well, bad news. There's no keyboard. So, I am hit out of luck because I can't have an S. Okay. So we don't have roughness map, blah, 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 blah. Alright. I think I'm going to go offline and take care of this myself. Also, my back is killing me. So it's going to be just gotta be doing some healing. But I'll come back with a vengeance and we'll continue this project. But for now, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.